Infinity War, they messed with me, man.
Oh, give you PTSD?
Well, he gave me PTSD last episode, but he's back. We brought TJ back.
I'm a lucky guy.
Episode number 2 of the season. He's TJ Wingert. I'm Darius Thigpen. TJ, great to have you back, man.
Good to be back.
Hey, and you know what great is else to have back? Men's soccer. Longwood Men's Soccer. They are back for another season, back for another win. They have 2 wins on the campaign after having just 1 win last year. And Longwood Men's Soccer got off to a slow start last year. This year, off to a better start at 2-2. This most recent game against Robert Morris, well, they looked a lot better than they had in recent games because the offense really got things going. The attack was really keyed up.
Their defense and Reamers in goal has been solid, but yeah, 3 goals in that attack led by those 19 newcomers. 5 of their leading point scorers this year, all new to the program. And I mean, when you score 7 goals for the first 4 games, when you scored 11 a year ago, just shows how much this program has developed under those newcomers.
Well, you look at the fact that of their top 5 goal scorers, all new guys. Under Chanis, he scored the first goal in the first minute of the last game against Robert Morris, and then a couple of goals from Robert Morris, so Longwood had to bounce back in the second half. But a couple of goals, Jeremy Jacquier and Mikel Abando got the Lancers to the 3-2 victory. A very exciting game, and it's nice to see the Lancer attack getting things going, and Longwood playing a little bit more on a forward foot.
And also, we talked about those newcomers, but Willie Meason making his debut this season. He got to play, just under 40 minutes on Saturday, and he looked really good, 5 shots on net?
Yeah, he had a couple of really solid chances, unable to score, but the fans absolutely loved seeing Willie back on the pitch.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great morale boost, not only for the fans, but the team, too. He's battled a lot of injuries. To have him back on the pitch with a lot of other playmakers, it's an exciting offense to watch. Also exciting to watch, coming off of an overtime win against LaSalle, field hockey just won that game 2-1. They're sitting at 3-1, and speaking of 3, that big 3, you mentioned the V and the W's powering the way.
Well, the V and the W's, that'd be Loni Verstrada as the striker. Joining her up front this season, Olivia Wozniak, who actually had the golden goal, the game-winning goal against LaSalle. And then Katie Wyman in goal. She's really been my favorite to watch of really any Lancer for field hockey this season because she's just been steady throughout her career. And this season, I mean, it's not been any kind of a drop-off for her. She even picked up Defensive Player of the Week awards in the MAC after against number 7 Virginia. Against UVA, she went and allowed a couple of goals, but was phenomenal otherwise against a nationally ranked team. Lancers lost 2-0, but it could have been a lot worse if it wasn't for Katie, and she's just been great all throughout the season.
Yeah, and save percentage just under 86%, 24 saves on the year. She's been terrific, but without those goal scorers up front, and I think a lot of credit needs to go to Wozniak. If you don't have her input this year, then it's just Verstrada. Teams can focus in on her, double team her, give her a lot more attention. But Wozniak being able to take that weight off of Verstrada's shoulders has really paid dividends to the Longwood offense.
Well, after making it to consecutive conference tournaments, Longwood, field hockey certainly looks like they could be back, but we know Longwood women's soccer certainly has a chance to do what they did last year, making it to the Big South Championship game. A phenomenal women's soccer team last year. They brought back quite a bit. And TJ, it's just been a fun team to watch throughout the season. They've taken on some tough competition, but at the same time, they've fared well, and now they get their first real challenge where we know where they really stand, taking on the defending champs High Point this upcoming weekend.
And we've seen them with a tough out-of-conference schedule, but you mentioned it there. This team year after year is just trending in the right direction. Semifinals a couple years ago and then making it to the Big South Championship this past season. And now 1-3-1 on the road. That's my only concern for this team. Can they get it done on the road? And we'll see on Saturday, as you mentioned, against the defending champs.
A road test against the defending champs to start things off.
But also just as much of a test for Longwood for High Point replacing head coach Marty Beal.
Well, we do know that Longwood women's soccer has some great leadership, and that is under the 25th-year head coach Todd Dyer. And with the program in its silver anniversary, year number 25, we had the 21-year-old TJ Wingert sit down with head coach Todd Dyer.
Well, thanks, Darius. We're here with aforementioned women's soccer head coach Todd Dyer. Coach Dyer, thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
So, Coach, you're sitting at 2-4-1 in the out-of-conference play. What were some of the things you saw from the team that you liked, you didn't like? Where do you go heading into conference play?
I think the thing we're most pleased and optimistic about is that we're battle-tested right now. Obviously, we'd like our record to be a little bit better, but all the teams we're playing are either very strong teams or teams that we're pretty comparable to that are having fantastic years. So, you know, we've had a couple good wins. We've had a couple tight losses. The whole point of non-conference is to get you ready for league play, and I think we've definitely done that. And so with High Point on the horizon now, we're ready to roll.
All right, Coach. So like we mentioned, you're heading into conference play on Saturday against defending Big South champion High Point Panthers. Don't have head coach Marty Beals now at U of R, you mentioned there, but What do you see when you look at that Panther team?
Well, High Point's still High Point, and they're the reigning regular season and tournament champions. They just beat JMU at JMU, so we expect them to be as strong and as competitive as they always are. Again, High Point is High Point. But that being said, we're eager to have a go at them. We had 2 close games with them last year. We respect them. I think they respect us. And the way it ended this year, starting off conference play at High Point, they're all big, but certainly that's one that's a little easier to get motivated for.
Yeah.
But we expect a very strong High Point team, as they always are. But we're eager to see how we stack up.
Okay, and moving away from this year's team, let's look at a program in their 25th year, your 25th year coaching the program. How have you built it from the ground up? You were at D2 school, now D1. Can you talk about that transition?
Just try to keep up with the times, really. I've been fortunate enough to stay here as long as I have. But I mean, the program has grown, as the university has grown, as our place in the Division I landscape has grown. So, we're just doing the best we can to kind of keep up with the times, and I think we've been effective at doing that. Everything's getting better. We're still growing. So, obviously we're proud of what we've done up until now, but we want to build on that. We want to go win championships, and I really believe we're on the brink of that, all due to the work that previous players and coaches put into the program. And again, it's been 25 years now. That's a long time.
Older than me. I mean,
yeah.
that says a lot. So.
Well, it means I'm old too. So, but no, we're proud of the success the program's had, and we're also excited about the future and this season right now.
Yeah, awesome. Coach, we're looking forward to that game on Saturday, and we do want to give our thoughts and prayers to anybody who might be affected by Hurricane Florence, but until then, we're hoping it can happen. Back to you, Darius.
Hey, TJ, good job with the interview, man.
Thank you. I'm going to take a humble route and give credit to Coach Dyer. The interviewer is only as good as the interviewee.
Well, I thought you did a phenomenal job throughout, and this has been episode 2. You did another bang-up job, and I appreciate you jumping on for this, man.
Appreciate it.
Well, I just do want to take a quick moment for myself, get a little selfish right here for a second, because this is going to be my last episode of Lancer Central, because I've taken a job back home in Tampa, Florida, and this is going to be it for me at Longwood. This is my final week here, and I really do appreciate everyone who's been along for the ride from Lancer Central when we started this thing in 2016. Since when I first got here, October 2015, everyone who's stomached me over the years, listening to me on radio, TV, ESPN+, Big South Network, I really appreciate your patience. I appreciate all the nice words you guys have said, and I'm really going to miss this place, man. I'm going to miss working with the communications department because we have phenomenal students here, and getting to work with one quite often in TJ Wingert, I really have appreciated this guy and everyone who I've gotten to work with here at Longwood. It's been a phenomenal ride, and I'm really going to miss this place. So, TJ, this is kind of your show now, man. Not to just throw this all at you all at once, but you got the juice now, man.
Well, I got big shoes to fill, and Darius, I want to thank you personally, but also on behalf of everybody else here in the comm department, athletics department, for everything you've been able to do here on the entire campus, actually, of Longwood University. You've done a lot to help mold this place to what it is.
Well, this is your show now, man, so you go ahead and take us out.
Absolutely. So this has been our heartfelt send-off. Be sure to come back for episode 3 of Lancer Central. Until then, we're signing off.
All right, now hit a Dele Alli challenge. See if you got it. See if you got it. See if you got it.